I feel just so relaxed.
Yeah.
And the thought that I had it was when I was thinking about when we've had really bad turbulence, and now I can picture myself just sitting there and not fretting.
I just feel so relaxed about it now. I just think, what was I worried about?
From the moment I walked in and you asked me to think about it, and I felt really, really anxious. And I did expect I would need like further sessions, but it's just made me feel totally different thinking about it.
Before, was it in your chest? Not in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
chest? Is that still there, or is it gone down?
Gone.
Completely gone?
Mm.
So do you feel quite calm now?
Yeah,
And you found it of use?
yeah.
You think you've only done 20 minutes of it, and you're already unable to get up any emotion?
Yeah, that's really good.
When it comes to fear, any kind of fear, there's various different parts of the brain involved, but of particular importance are the amygdala and the hypothalamus. So for example, the brain gets all sorts of sensory information and it passes that onto the amygdala, and it's the amygdala's job to determine whether a particular context or situation is dangerous or safe, and it bases that decision on past experience. So if it determines that a particular context is dangerous, then activates the hypothalamus, which kicks off the fight or flight response. So that's the pounding chest, the adrenaline coursing through your veins, which is great if you're being chased by a tiger or being attacked, but not so good if you're sat on a runway waiting to take off. So for any therapy to be effective, it must alter the way the amygdala interprets any particular situation. Fly and Be Calm, there are two main elements to it. First of all, there's a fear eraser, and secondly, there are some hypnotic tracks. Now throughout the track, it uses many different principles, but in particular it uses linguistic compression, pattern interrupts, and classical conditioning. Now linguistic compression, throughout the track you'll hear suggestion after suggestion of things like, you're just thinking about it in the wrong way, feel the fear drain away. So all the suggestions are aimed at telling the subconscious mind that the thing that you're focusing on has little emotional significance. My main aim today is to demonstrate how effective a key component of Fly and Be Calm is. So what I've done is I've approached a company called Speedy Hire. The reason I'm doing this is because the fear neutraliser is so effective that it sounds too good to be true. And without a shadow of a doubt, I'm absolutely certain that after just 1 or 2 listens, not only will all the fear be gone, but they won't be able to bring it back, even if they try as hard as they can.
How long have you been scared of flying?
Probably for a good 15-20 years. I think mainly it's because I don't fly often, and you know, I do avoid, but not avoid it. We've not had any plans to go anywhere for a long time. There was one time when I remember we went away and we hit some bad turbulence, and that really frightened me. I feel really relaxed about it, if I'm honest.
So right now you're incapable of bringing up any fear whatsoever?
Yeah.
About this flight
I'm not getting the churning feeling that I was getting a few minutes ago. I just feel completely relaxed.
Are you surprised?
Yeah.
I think it's really important that fearful flyers have access to this method, because it's a common misconception that if you're scared of flying, you're just scared on the day of the flight or just getting on the plane and flying. But the truth is, most people have months leading up to it where they're frightened of flying.
Quite an intense fear of flying, haven't you?
Yes, really bad.
How long ago did that start?
It probably started about 8 or 9 years ago. I used to be okay flying, and then all of a sudden I've just got this real bad fear. I can sit here and I can tell you, it's safest way to travel. There's very few accidents and there's very few incidents on board, and I can tell you all that, and it doesn't make a blind bit of difference to me. Feeling a bit lightheaded and a bit whoa.
So pretty severe reaction. This is what happens every time you go flying.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I'm like when I'm stood in the queue waiting to check in.
Right. So it's pretty unpleasant for days before even.
Yeah, days before, probably about a week before. I could quite happily imagine myself sat there in quite bad turbulence. I just can't believe how calm I am about it now. And I can sit here quite calmly and not worry and not fidget about it. And I'm not sat gripping my hands together. I don't feel sick anymore.
So it's a severe physiological change, isn't it, in fact?
Totally.
And 20 minutes that took, didn't it?
Yeah.
Would you recommend flying Buchanan to other people, basically?
Absolutely, yes.
It does sound too good to be true. In my view, it's one of the biggest advances in this kind of treatment for a very long time. But because it sounds too good to be true, that's why I had the video evidence recently. But the fact is, after just 1 or 2 listens of the fear eraser, I'm so confident that all or most of the fear will be completely gone, or there'll be a massive noticeable difference, that I'm very happy to offer money back on anyone who's not completely 100% satisfied with it.